I believe that the behaviors of students within the classroom are a direct product of the teacher's environment. I, as a teacher, have an opportunity to create a safe environment for my students. I first want my students to see me as an authority figure. When I present myself that way, they can respect and trust me to lead them. Examples of this is being direct with students, having clear expectations, building relationships with them so they know I value their strengths and interests, providing a sense of belonging. There is still a professional border, but they can develop that level of respect with their teacher, but they know I'm here for them and I'm understanding. I believe building a classroom culture is important right at the beginning with the vision and goals for the year. Allowing students to help come up with these goals is a great way to start off the year so they can have a shared vision that is realistic. So students can also get a sense of community, that everyone can work together to achieve this. Making sure that these rules are consistently addressed for all students so it is a manner that applies to everybody and is fair is also important. Providing students with rationales of appropriate and non-appropriate behaviors is another way I can approach class management. Recognizing when rules are broken and allowing them to change the response, acknowledging what expectations are. It is proven that students with caregivers who use gentle discipline rather than power assertion show greater social development. Providing students with the rationale for right and wrong develops their sense of self and they can cooperate appropriately with others. When undesirable behaviors are evident within a student, I can approach this in many different ways, depending on the behavior. For example, a student who disrespects another teacher or another student may be asked to write an apology, and there will be an email sent to their parents so they are aware of what is going on. Maybe a student who is often talking in class and I'm consistently telling the student to stop talking will result in me moving the student to a different location in the class, where they will be quieter or have maybe a loss of privilege and possibly using penalties like removing activities, for example, losing their chance to use a technology device. Behaviors can be addressed by one-on-one conferences, or if it is during lessons, stopping it to give the student a nonverbal cue, like frowning, shaking of the head, or a nod, so they are aware that I am aware of what they're doing is disrupting the learning of others. Reminding students about correct behavior, and if necessary, point out their inappropriate behavior too. Making sure to understand the why behind undesirable behaviors is important to me. Are they doing this to seek peer acceptance? Is learning something they are avoiding? Is there home issues? Are they bored? If there's something I can do to help the student, we'll develop the relationship of teacher to student so this behavior can be managed. Another approach to class management is knowing when to respond, especially if there's safety at risk, learning being disrupted, or rules are being broken, and making sure consequences are logical. For example, a student throws paper on the floor, I tell them to pick it up. Why? Because if everyone did that, the classroom would be a mess. Acknowledging the why, so students aren't just told, don't do that, stop, or no. Taking a constructivist approach, allowing for problem-based learning, allowing them to be reciprocal, and explaining the why to me. Why wouldn't it be good to throw our garbage on the floor? What if everyone spoke out in class? What if everyone got out of their seat during a lesson? How do students interpret these behaviors? If students are active in these decisions or strategies, they can become autonomous learners and behaviors can become self-regulated. They have the challenge, choice, support, and evaluation. And as a teacher, I can provide the effective forms of learning that are motivating for metacognition, and it allows greater opportunities for learning. Lastly, I believe well-planned engaging lessons will decrease inappropriate student behavior. Involving interests will allow them to understand their ideas are valuable, changing them up so instruction isn't the same all the time. Using higher order thinking tasks to challenge them to reflect, lateral thinking, brainstorming. This way, I can support the multiple perspectives and multiple representation of content and ideas. Collaboration is a way to facilitate higher order thinking and learning, gaining different perspectives of their peers, encompassing new understandings. I also believe that I myself can model this, modeling kindness and respect so that students can do that too. Like I said before, I believe that the behaviors of students within the classroom are a direct product of the teacher's environment. And if I can build that foundation from the beginning, it will guide students to not only create a community, but the respect that is expected from peer to peer and teacher to student.